Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from WCS America Round of 16. We're live here in New York City with our losers match, where it's Moonglade versus Apocalypse. Moonglade currently up 1-0. He's one win away from advancing to the losers match final. Countdown has begun. Can he do it? Apocalypse come back and win 2 in a row.
The map is going to be Whirlwind, a great map for draw play, but also a map a lot of Zerg players like to use a lot of early busts, just because the area in front of the natural is wide when Terran tries to take a third door expose, and even the ramp to the natural is a fairly wide ramp as well.
Also, like a really good amount of airspace, and again, it being a big map means there's a lot more space that you have to be aware of as a Zerg player. As far as we've seen, Apocalypse loves his drop play. He loves incorporating those Widow Mines, those Hellbat, those Thor drops. We don't see that too often. So, I would expect that to, make Apocalypse smile a little bit as far as you can get that done on this map. So we'll keep an eye on that. But here we are in game number 2 of this best of 3 in the bottom right-hand location. The bottom left-hand location, we have our blue Terran player, hailing from Team Quantic Gaming. He is Apocalypse. And his opponent in the bottom right, your red Zerg player coming all the way from Australia. 1 win away from advancing to the next match. He is Moonglade. What I found really interesting about last game is Moonglade's choice to go for that upgraded Ling Baneling Muta style. And it was a situation where, if he had gone roaches, that's like the more natural counter to the mech play. Of course, Swarm Host being a big one, but you want those roaches to help deal with the Thors and the tanks and stuff. Do you expect him to go for a similar playstyle this game? Maybe you could even consider the map in your calculations.
I don't see him really. If he uses roaches here, it's going to be part of like a roach baning or a roach early bust. I don't see him playing a planned out mid to late game with roaches as really part of it. So we're either going to use it as part of a bust or probably not see it at all. Just because Whirlwind's not a great map for roaches. Yeah. It's so big. Roaches have to cross the whole distance. They're not quite as fast as Speedings and Mutas. Drops are so strong, and of course roaches can't shoot a medevac, so not quite as good against drops either. But because the ramp to the natural is fairly wide, and the third is fairly exposed as well, there are some very aggressive roach-based options that some Zerg players choose here.
Guys, remember to hashtag WCS. Get on Twitter, get on Team Liquid, get on Reddit, join the conversation. Of course, talk about these players. Who do you think is going to win? Which plays are you loving the most? And Moonglade versus Apocalypse. I'm kind of sad this match had to happen. I'm such a big fan of both of these two guys. Of course, Apocalypse always eager to use some strategies we've never really seen before. And Moonglade, the hero from Australia. But it all comes down to this in a sense, as far as, if Moonglade can win this, he'll move on, and Apocalypse will be dropping to Challenger League. But Apocalypse, again, certainly capable of winning 2 in a row. We're seeing him open up with a very fast command center here. Adding on that Rax, and he's going to add on a quick fact.
One thing that was really cool that Moonglade did is when he just saw the tip of the command center, he moved that Overlord back. And so Apocalypse didn't realize that the Overlord had scouted him. And the SCV never, just been scouting all the other locations first because Moonglade was so diligent in not revealing the fact that the Overlord was coming from that direction.
Very cute moves. Some players can, identify that timing and make sure, to send an SCV or send a probe in that direction to see if that's where the Overlord is coming from. But we're seeing Apocalypse finally able to discover exactly what's going on, adding on a reactor to the barracks. Of course, we'll be able to transfer factory over there and, of course, add on Hellions, potentially try to take some map control in that regard. Of course, Widow Mines as well. We've seen Apocalypse has loved using those, and adding on a quick third command center. Pretty.
What's better than 2, right?
Yeah.
What's better than 2 is 3.
It's better than 3.
4. And in fact, last game he had about 8.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He really massed a lot of those command centers. Just could never deal with the Locust. Didn't really have any ways to get at those Swarmos. Back to the last game, there was a couple times there's Ravens were basically right on top of the Swarmos, and even though they were unburrowed, he could have just secret them all. If you're right on top of the units, even unless it's a speed lean, which why would you Seeker Missile speeding? But a Swarm Host isn't fast enough. It takes 3 seconds, and you have to get out of range 13. A Swarm Host with movement speed 2.25 in 3 seconds, you're gonna go about range 7. So as long as you're within 6 at a Swarm Host, there's no way they can run away. And if he was able to kill those Swarm Hosts, obviously it would have made his life a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, I mean throughout that game, it was kind of the story of Moonglade's preserving the Swarm Host. It's one of those expensive units that you don't want to have to rebuild. You know, of course, the Zerg mentality is swarm, 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 make those efficient trades. You know, that's when like Zerglings are involved, the Roaches. But when you're getting those expensive units out, the Infestors, the Broodlords, the Swarm Hosts, you're going to focus your strategy upon keeping those alive. And again, that's a big part of why Moonglade was able to take game #1, especially after being at such a deficit. We're seeing 2 Hellions sneak across the field here, going toward that third base. A bunker being made there from Apocalypse. Pretty cheeky play.
It's really disrupted Moonglade.
Yeah.
His third wants to be halfway done, if not more.
And it's not like he can retake it on the left-hand side.
No.
Because that's like...
We saw Sen try that against a Protoss. And, I mean, against Terran, it's even worse, actually, to take a close expansion.
Oh, 4 Hellions sneaking by into the natural expansion, trying to go over to those drones. Moonglade losing a few drones so far, trying to keep those Lings on the high ground at the top of the ramp to try to trap the Hellions if they try to go up there. But trying to get those volleys off on the drones. Apocalypse doing a decent job. And again, this is further exemplified by the fact that Moonglade just now putting down that third base. So any damage Apocalypse can do here, he's going to be very happy with.
This opening has just gone terrible for Moonglade. I mean, it was almost the last game it did too, and he was able to pull out the victory later on. So,
yeah,
this is really a situation where that third wants to be done and even starting to be saturated with the build he chose. It's not like every build you want to do this as Zerg, but Moonglade was doing the fast third upgrades, then lair tech build that we've seen a lot of Zergs use, and the first part of it, the fast third, just didn't happen, and it was all because there was a bunker built there, and he didn't have the map control because the Hellions were around, and the Zerglings, of course, didn't have speed yet.
And we're also seeing Apocalypse going for a completely different build than last game, adding on 2 engineering bays. Going to start that 1-1 fairly soon, I presume, as soon as he gets the sufficient gas count. That's what he's waiting for right now. And there we see the +1 weapons. Oh, wait a little. There's the +1 armor. So going for the bio strategy this game. So look out for Apocalypse to be all around the map with medevacs, with bio drops, and of course, perhaps incorporating those Widow Mines, which are so important, helping dealing with the mass link, Bane link style. It can be very frustrating from a Zerg point of view to deal with the Widow Mine play. There can be situations where, in a matter of seconds, you can find yourself losing so many lings and Bane links.
It looks like, again, going for the speed lean, speed bane lean, muteless combination is Moonglade. He spotted how fast Apocalypse took that third base, and he's got to be trying to think, okay, what can I do about that? Attempted speeding run bump, there's not too much to kill. Getting 1 SCV there, not going to get a second one, but he's definitely going to consistently try to harass that third base as much as possible throughout the game. Of course, that's why Apocalypse has that wall covering the back ramp.
Spire halfway done here from Moonglade. Of course, going to get mutas out as fast as possible. You know, something you can try to do is try to take your opponent off guard by going straight for that mineral line. So look out for Apocalypse. Perhaps we'll start on a scan fairly soon. Try to get a sense of what direction his opponent is going. And of course, once he spots the mutas in play, obviously placing down those turrets in his mineral lines to make sure not to take too much damage.
Apocalypse is moving out right now, but he has no combat shield. No 1-1 against 1-1 speed leans. No medevacs to pick up this force. This is extremely risky by Apocalypse.
We're going pretty far on the creep, too. I guess he's trying to...
These are brave Marines. The few, the brave.
Split him up. Preemptive splitting a little bit. Waiting for scan, I think.
That poor speedling. He's like, take me.
There's a scan. Stimming. 2 medevacs should be on the way.
1-1 is almost done for the Terran player, but Moonglade's going in right now.
Moonglade going for an Apocalypse, showing off some nice splitting there. But Moonglade,
I mean,
he's gonna clean this up. I guess he is willing to lose his Marines to get some creep and maybe scare his opponent to, you know, get his opponent to make some lings and not drones, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, that was definitely a bad trade for Apocalypse. And Moonglade can just run there and put down the creep timbers. In fact, that's exactly what he's doing. He's got 3 queens heading to the front. So the creep won't even really get to recede as long as Moonglade's quick at rebuilding that. Is that spelling something? I feel like it
axeltoss. He's spelling my name.
He is.
Or is that your name?
No, it's your name, but it's in hieroglyphics.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Moonglade, a master of hieroglyphics. It's an ancient language developed in Australia.
Is that so?
So the Mutalists are heading to harass now. And
yes.
I don't think Apocalypse, he's just spotted right now. This missile turret will get up in time in the mineral line.
Yes, it will.
But
oh, the
eBay!
He does not want to lose those.
That's so bad if he loses that.
Okay, SCV's going to come start repairing, but again, the Muta's going to start targeting those. That's exactly what he's going to do. Submarine's going to try to stim and deal with this. But Muta's doing a decent amount of damage. He's going to keep that engineering bay alive. Again, upgrades are so important in this matchup, especially when your opponent's going for the double Evo chamber.
These dropships were thinking of dropping units over between natural and third, but absolutely thrown over by Zerg. But because Moonglade's so busy defending that drop, the one over at the fourth is actually doing some significant damage. But if he can save the hatchery, he's already got 20 free food from other drops.
No, it's dead.
Hatchery's going to go down. I still think if he can run down these medevacs, he'll actually be very happy because he traded one hatchery for 4 entire medevacs units. But medevacs, they're running. Moonglade's trying to find them.
Oh, one Muta spots it.
Oh, is he gonna? They're using this after this ignite afterburners. I think they will get caught. But wow, Moonglade is at the top of the map. Apocalypse cannot take advantage because he's lost too many units with the other drops. So, and he lost units with the early push. So he doesn't have the army to move out and take advantage of the fact that Moonglade's a little distracted over here at the top of the map.
Apocalypse splitting up those medevacs, and it looks like he's going to keep those alive for now. Of course, Moonglade identifying, okay, those medevacs don't have anything inside them. I kill all the Marines. I guess I'll let them go for now.
The most fearsome of drops.
Ooh.
The Hellbat drop.
It's over creep, so Moonglade should be able to see this. Not reacting just yet. Of course, needs to prioritize static D at all of his bases. Spore Crawler taking down the medevac Hellbat's being dropped into that mineral line.
Oh man, so many drones are just being absolutely torn up there. A nice little effective drop. Of course, Apocalypse, his 3 bases have been untouched. He's got a great little defense at his third with missile turrets, bunker, widow mine. But his army really hasn't been developing. He's been losing a lot with drops. But actually,
is Moonglade thinking about engaging here?
That would be
a lot of widow mines.
Crazy.
There's a lot of widow mines.
He's going for it.
Oh,
so many speed banings.
Gosh, the widow mines can get some key shots. A lot of Lings and Banelings getting taken out. But Moonglade still has a lot here remaining. Banelings shoving themselves into that natural expansion. The Marines not able to get split up. Moonglade going for it, but can Apocalypse fend off his neck? I think he will eventually, and...
But he lost his 4th command center, and actually he's lost so many units to the speed banings, he wasn't able to split. He had to straight run away.
Yeah.
And so because he was straight running away, he wasn't actually able to do any damage, because when you split units that split off to the sides and turn and fire, he didn't have that space, so you never got any damage output, and Moonglade actually took a decent battle there.
That was a really dangerous decision for Moonglade.
It was.
Imagine if Apocalypse had like 2 or 3 more widow mines.
It could have been a little different, but as it was, it worked out pretty well.
During that Apocalypse was able to deny that base at the middle right, so Moonglade's still restricted to those 3 bases.
Both players on 3 bases. The fourth command center was killed during that invasion, as well as the 4th hatchery.
Yes.
Apocalypse now building 2 more command centers.
You got a medevac heading to the north side of the map. The Muta's barely not able to find that guy. Still looking in the top left, I think he saw it go up there.
Oh, the Muta's lost the scent of the medevac. They need to have something spotted to pick it back up again. They're heading over to the right side now.
This creep spread really is quite phenomenal here from Moonglade. Again, he's had 3 queens pretty much dedicated to dropping creep throughout this entire game. And we have that drop. We have actually a drop in the natural expansion. Hellbat's trying to pursue those drones. Trying to get a money shot. No, Moonglade turning around his drones. 13 kills on that Hellbat.
Apocalypse pushing out in the middle, at the same time dropping again at his 4th base to try to deny it.
Muta's trying to engage in the middle of the map there. Some creep getting split up as well. Moonglade trying to decide, all right, what's the best way to engage this? Now setting all of his Lings and Banelings forward. That 4th base getting denied. Once again, 1 Marine staying behind, actually going to get picked up and back out of there. But Moonglade, meanwhile, able to clean up the army in the middle, but continually being denied this 4th base. That's starting to get so important because, again, you want to be able to make those trades with Lings and Banelings, but if you only have 3 bases, you have a restricted economy, it's going to get more difficult to do that.
And we can see the toll it's having right now. Oh, wait, the Mutalists pulling back just in time before they run into the Marines. We can see that Moonglade down 20 supply just because 3-base Terran is going to have much more economy than a 3-base Zerg due to the effect of the mules. But Moonglade is working on those critical upgrades, 3-3, Chidness plating for the Ultralisk, and 5 Ultralisks in production.
Gosh, imagine if he had the 4th up, how better his economy would be, how many more Ultras he could potentially be making. Great job from Apocalypse here, continually focusing on denying that 4th. But Moonglade, let's see what he does from here. We have a little bit of a drop, another Helmet drop at the natural expansion. Helmet's trying to track down the drones. Drones, get out of the way, Ultra's Cavern. I'm trying to run from these flaming, scary things.
He's found a way to stop losing the 4th base of these drops.
Take the one closer to his opponent.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's coinciding with the fact he's doing Ultraless now. So his army is less mobile, but it's going to be stronger in direct battles. The only thing that's scary, though, is he doesn't have Infestors. So if the creep gets pushed back, off creep, Ultras can be kited so easily by Bio, unless there's Infestors or something to stop that effect. Another drop heading to the 4th base of Moonglade, but his whole army is there, so I don't see that drop doing too much.
Yeah, Ultra's
and that medevac is if you
were
a Marine, would you really want to get in this medevac?
No.
It's just like, and this is why. Oh, the Mulus bounce damage almost killed it. That's how low this medevac is. Absolutely just barely hanging on to life.
Oh, there's a scan. It's kind of hard to engage. The Apocalypse can just kite up that ramp.
Yeah, it does not want to send Ultras up that ramp.
Yeah.
A very dangerous proposition. Still no Infestors, but you know, the army is all Marines and Hellbats, which Ultras are exceptional against both of those units.
Marines charging up to this base at the top. Plenty of Ultras here to deal with that. Again, I would love to see, if he had the gas counter, I bet he would love to get some Infestors incorporated to try to get those Marines to stay in place. But Hellbats coming forward. Great splitting here from Apocalypse. Ultras and Mutas here trying to desperately fend this off. Moonglade coming in with a flank with the Baneless, getting some decent detonations, but Apocalypse with some great splitting, able to pick up some Marines into those medevacs. Meanwhile, denying that drop in the middle right again and again and again. Moonglade having so much trouble. He's going to charge into this 4th base of Apocalypse. It is a planetary, but so many Ultras here from Moonglade.
Ultras just don't care. Apocalypse's army wasn't prepared to deal with Ultras. It was all Marines and Hellbats. There wasn't a single Marauder there. So while, yes, these drops on the right side are doing great damage, the fact is he just got massacred in that battle, and that caused him to lose his 4th base. And this is in a situation where Apocalypse is going to mine out. I mean, his income's actually, it's almost non-existent. His main's done. His natural's done. His 3rd is on scraps. Where's he going to take a 4th base?
Well, he's going to try to go for that top location,
Overlord.
but Moonglade, as this game goes along, he's looking stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, Apocalypse has only... Oh.
Overlord even moves and spreads
the creep. Just to make sure.
Oh, man. Another little Hellbat drop on the 4th base of Moonglade. And these are nice. They're killing drones. Yeah. But even if Moonglade has a weaker economy, it still is an economy.
Yes.
Whereas, you know, Apocalypse is
trying out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 5 patches that are almost dead. They're being so heavily muled at that 3rd base. It's basically, it's curtains for him unless he can kill the 4th Moonglade right now. And the drop play is not going to kill the 4th.
Yeah.
It's being annoying, but it's not actually, you know, it's not doing the damage he needs. And 5 Infestors in production. This is looking better and better.
That's exactly
for
what Moonglade needs. That's exactly what he needs. He needs to focus on denying the 4th of his opponent. He has those Ultras, and Apocalypse still having so much trouble coming up with an answer. We still don't see a lot of Marauders.
Yeah, I mean,
exclusively Marines.
Units tab: 4 Marauders, 56 Marines. That's not the ratio you want against an opponent who is basically 13 Ultraless, and who cares what else? It's not that important. It's 13 Ultraless are the army against 4 Marauders. That's a very difficult proposition. Oh, the fungal lands as well.
Great fungal there from Moonglade. Moonglade going for it right now. Ultras being sent for, cleaving away. SCVs getting sent to their death there. A lot of Widow Mines there, but actually no Overseer in this army, it looks like. But the Ultras trying to make this engagement work against these Marauders. Apocalypse desperately trying to split, but the fungals are there, and Moonglade tearing apart Apocalypse in game number 2. Apocalypse running out of time here, down to 61 supply. Moonglade up at 165. Moonglade might be on the verge of going 2-0 against Apocalypse.
Beautiful play by Moonglade here. Apocalypse is trying to find an answer. He's denied that right side base again with the drop, but he's down to 30 supply. He's trying to take a Ninja X with the top left, but again an Overlord spewing creep there.
He is an Overlord at every single base. Can we appreciate that right now?
That's actually amazing. But he's still going to mine the mules as a little bit of an off-center orbital, but all it takes is a speedling to be sent there, and it's over. And it's 4 times the supply because there's no army for Apocalypse. And I mean, just right now there's, well, I mean, I assume he's going to, okay, 2 mules are heading up to the top left. That's going to deal with that. He's going to spend all that mule income on more Marines, which are then going to run up against Ultraless and have to run in fear. Or die, one of those 2 options. You got 2 options as a Marine when you're fighting Ultraless, right? You can run in fear, or you can get torn to pieces.
Or you can wait until the game ends.
That's right. That's right. This little medevac drop is.
I don't know what happens then.
You know, these guys are trying to do damage. The three brave men. Oh, and another drop here. The fourth of Moonglade. It's gonna kill a few more drones.
Yeah. Apocalypse trying to make the most of what units he does have, trying to claw his way back into this game again, making nothing but Marines at this point in time. Trying to, even if he's long distance mining, just taking whatever he can get. Another drop there at that base.
Yeah, I mean, and trying to take the fourth as Apocalypse, getting absolutely destroyed here. These Widow Mines are still being annoying. They're getting some kills, but some kills isn't enough because he can't build a unit. Well, he's up to a third Moonglade supply, and he's still progress. He's being annoying with these drops.
Widow Mines are getting killed.
What if they kill all the infestors? Oh no, Moonglade's gonna get out there. But Moonglade needs to bring an overseer with the army.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's done a good job of denying things. Oh, more Ultras just taking it. They're just eating the blows. You know what? It maybe is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I don't know if that works in StarCraft 2. I agree in life, you know, that might be the thing.
It's maybe, you know what? You know, in the campaign, those resurrecting Ultras, when it's almost dead, you kind of want to kill it, so you start that resurrecting timer going again.
I don't think I selected that one.
Oh, you selected the ones with the poisonous gas, huh?
Yeah.
The infestors! No! Infestors! Oh, God. Oh, only 2 died.
Oh, but the fuckle.
Oh, jeez. That's the last brave brigade of Marines. They were not Spartans. They did not hold the choke.
GG, and Moonglade does it, of course. Apocalypse realizing that he's going to be falling to the Challenger League. Not surprising at all to see him putting forth all of his effort to desperately trying to stay alive and, of course, try to bring it back. But Moonglade with just too much in that game number 2. He's going to take the 2-0 over Apocalypse. And if we're talking about momentum, you know, that win has to feel good going up against the STC next in the next match.
And he's going up against STC. It went 0-2 against Crank.
Yeah.
So, I mean, momentum's definitely all on Moonglade's side right now. And he's got to be feeling happy, especially as his losses were all in a matchup that he won't play again, right? It was up against Crank. And now he just dismantled a Terran player pretty convincingly. Game 1, he was both these games, he was behind.
Yeah.
But his late game, you know, game 1 with the Swarm Host Corruptor combination, game 2, Ultras were just so powerful there.
Yeah, great decision-making throughout those games. Apocalypse, though, really cool play, denying that fourth over and over and over and over again. Ahead on upgrades, but unable to really recognize that really fast Ultralisk transition. Unable to get those Marauders on the field. Unable to get those tech labs set up onto the barracks so you can get that Marauder count that you want against that heavy Ultra play. Apocalypse, you haven't seen the end of him. In WCS America, he'll be in the Challenger League, but definitely a super exciting guy to watch and to follow. Keep an eye on him, because I think he's going places, still very young. But again, congratulations to Moonglade taking down Apocalypse 2-0. He'll be advancing to the next match of the evening, which will be our last one. It's going to be a best of 3 between Moonglade and the STC to decide who's going to be the second place player in Group B to advance to the WCS America Round of 8. Guys, you're watching WCS America Round of 16. We'll be back with more StarCraft 2 after a quick break.